Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Super Sign Sunday, which I intend is going to be short and sweet because there's been so much going on for all of us, and it is so important that we take that time to disconnect and go within. We are healing the persecution wound currently. That is why the narcissism you may find is so amplified in your experience. Well, also right now then, of course, that which is toxic is being amplified. Not just that narcissism, but that which is toxic in general in your life. Because you are being asked to resolve that, to cut it out, to disengage, whatever you need to do to put it in its place in your experience so that you are honoring your space, your worth, Goddess. That's where we are. Welcome, my name is Rochelle Richard. If you are new here, I am the founder and self-love empowerment coach here at Empowerment Experiences, where we are healing twin flames all along this, which is our self-love empowerment journey, which, if you know, a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey. And we look for and find our power along this journey. And one of those things, one of those ways, one of those facets is to trust right now, to trust that by you honoring yourself, by you truly owning your worth, and trusting that as you say no to that which is toxic, as you choose to disengage from these lower vibrations, these lower frequencies, and really go within and pivot toward that which you want to give your attention, being crystal clear on what is draining you, and trusting that by you saying no more, that you are aligning yourself, oh my gosh, with abundance, that you are creating that space in your life for what you've been asking for, but you've got to let go of that which will taint your joy, because it's already doing that. If there are, again, things in your life, circumstances, situations, relationships, thoughts, beliefs, feelings, states of being that you have in your life, Goddess, that are toxic to you, that bring you down, that weigh you down, that take you out of alignment with what you desire to be feeling and experiencing, you've got to be the one to let go of that, to cut that out, so that you are then the one that is allowing for what you desire to flow in. The abundance is your birthright, Goddess. It's up to you to know this and to honor this, to honor your gifts, to not just be constantly giving away to everybody, to be very aware of how you may be bending over backwards to people please in your life. While at the same time then, you are dishonoring your own energetic space. You're not filling your cup. And in truth and transparency, Goddess, that has been one of my reminders this last week, is to make sure that I am being healthy, selfish. Because now where I am with this message is I was super excited about what the message is. However, remember, I already know this is going to be short and sweet, because it is in that space of allowing for what rest and restoration is needed for me bringing this through. But I had to bring this forth for me and you. I did. Okay? And clearly, this is where we are. Again, trusting that by you saying no to what is lack, right, to what is sucking you dry, that you are automatically saying yes to that abundance, to trusting that abundance is going to flow in, that by you saying, I won't allow for these energies in my life anymore, I'm pivoting and I'm setting my tuner to this, then that is what shall come. Recognize that to get there, it is an adventure. Every aspect of the soul experience is an adventure. for the soul. For the soul. And you know what, Goddess? A part of an adventure is that time for rest. The time for realizing and that it's time for me to just trust where I am in this journey and just be where I am. Just be. Just be present. Just be focusing and experiencing that which I desire to. Okay? Remember, cutting out what is toxic in whatever way you can. And that may be even, again, when I say putting it in its place, it is having the courage, having the courage to have that compassion with, in particular, yourself. Be gentle with yourself. To have the courage to have that compassion and be gentle with yourself when you do speak up, when you do speak your truth, when you do assert your boundaries and honor yourself, because so often you have to say no to someone else, because especially if you're people pleasing, that means you're saying yes to someone else at a detriment to yourself. You're filling all these other people's cups while at the same time yours isn't full. So what are you really filling? What are you really pouring into those cups? It's time to envision that reality that you desire of who you are, of what your life is like when you don't have toxic people leeching off you, when you don't have opportunities that come your way that are actually more just opportunities for that growth, right? Those challenges where they're presented you, and you've got to wake up to the realization that this is, well, basically Titanic headed for the iceberg here. And realize that, you know what, that captain needs to be removed from his position. It's not all ahead full, because you are in a sea of icebergs right now. All this toxicity, all of this narcissism, all of this, manipulation and gaslighting, and really, really needing to anchor into your discernment, Goddess, into that discernment today. So, with that, I have to admit, I don't even have my timer on or anything. I am fully in this trust space today that this is a less than 30-minute message for us all. And with that, well, looky there, we have a whole thing to go here. Well, right there, this is where we are, right? This is why so often where you're going to reach that point where what no longer resonates with where you are in your up level, it's going to be that much more amplified. It's going to be that much more exhausting, that much more draining for you to engage with it. So you awaken to the realization that, that's lack energy. I'm tuning to abundance. This is my ascension, my journey, and you cannot sacrifice yourself for those who need to do the work for themselves. Okay? You lead by example. You remind yourself, Goddess, that in the end, you did it for you. Nobody did it for you. You had to pick yourself up. Yes, you may have had that support, that guidance and such, but you are the one that has to actually stand up and rise. You are the one, and so does everybody else. And so when it's that up level time, when it's healing these major wounds so you can further ascend, it's being willing to cut those toxic ties. And one of the biggest things, one of the greatest necessities during that time is being grounded, is grounding yourself. Meditation, utilizing, like, again, here I have my cedar wood, and quite honestly, oh my goodness, it has been a moment. I love to put it behind my ears. It was just something that I've started doing a couple years ago. It just, to help, because your ears help with your equilibrium. And I used to have a lot of ear infections growing up when I was a little girl. So it's just been my own intuitive thing to put my cedarwood behind my ears, to be very grounded, to soothe that which once was so painful, right? And to also pivot what you're listening to tune into you, right? To trust that you are making the right decision for you. To trust that no matter what decision you do make for you, it is the right one, and you are not putting other people above yourself that especially are going to be a detriment to you, going to suck you dry, or already are. Pay attention. When things begin to add up, pay attention. So, you are one of the original light workers, all right? It's time for you to feel as though you belong. Look, the great gathering, belonging, the great gathering, it's all coming together now. So, right here, trusting the niggle. Trust that as you, again, cut these ties with these toxic people, you're going to find the tribe with which you belong, that tribe. Where, yeah, there's going to come this time where you're getting to know each other and you're realizing that maybe some of these aren't quite in your tribe. But no matter what that looks like, you get to decide who gets to share in your energy. So choose wisely, honor yourself, honor your energy, honor the pricelessness of you, own your worth. And don't be so serious, okay? It is time to have fun. Don't focus on where the drama is. Don't focus on, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to do that right now. I don't want to have to tell that person that I don't want to work with them anymore. I don't want to tell them that I just don't have time for this. I don't want to just organically start to pull in my energy into my energetic space and create those energetic boundaries with people in my life to say, no, I need more time with me, or no, I need to focus on my things, or no, I need to focus on whatever you need for you, and really allow yourself to see that other people are creating their own experience. This is why here, imagination and envision a new reality. It's realizing that just as you have created the reality you are experiencing right now, goddess, so is everybody else. And so, for instance, for someone who is always late, and you can clearly see, like I'm talking 1 to 3 hours late is the average. When you can clearly see that, but they're choosing this. It's so mind-boggling when you look, but they chose to go over there and dilly-dally around rather than make this commitment a priority and to keep their word. So this is where you are, goddess, is clarifying what's toxic, what needs to be released and cleared from your life now, what you need to be letting go of, and what you are choosing to allow to flow in, when you are setting your tuner toward over here, what you do desire, the abundance, right? Having the courage to, again, be gentle with yourself as you say no to what is not serving you, to what has actually become toxic to you. And like I said, that could mean just putting space between you and someone. It could mean completely cutting the ties with them and being done. And with that, I know we all want to hear a word or two from the Divine Masculine. I know where there are so many of us in the space of being done with where our counterparts are, in the sense of they are truly deep in their own karmic healing. They're in their stuff. And the more you continue to focus on them and want to wait for them and want to do it for them and do it for this physical union and all this, the more you are focusing on that reality and completely dismissing all others, you are denying yourself the adventure that your soul came to have, the fullest adventure. Only the width of a lifetime can be. Only the width of a lifetime can know bounds. Whereas the depth of a life is boundless. Well, if you're so focused on that one thing that you don't experience all the magic on the way to wherever you end up, then you're not actually experiencing any of the magic of this experience, because you're focused only on that one thing. And where I am, and I know where I've been, and it's so beautiful because I can see so much more clearly what my purpose is here in this twin flame arena, because there are so many gurus out there that want to be talking about others and saying that, well, if they're telling you that you need to stop thinking about your twin and focusing on them, then they're telling you wrong. And it's all this. I assure you, Goddess, if you are still with me and you are watching this video with me, my mission is to ensure that you feel good, that you feel empowered, that whatever your unique twin flame journey is, which means whatever your own unique self-love empowerment journey is, as long as you feel empowered about what you're telling about yourself, your connection, whatever it is, as long as you are truly rising and thriving, now fuck that, rising and flying, that's what I want you to do. I want you to soar high. I want you to truly thrive beyond limits in this world, because you can. This is about what your life is to be. And not a single one of us were asked to put our lives on hold for our counterparts. Not a one of us. And so if that's what you're thinking, that is toxic. That is toxic to you, and you better believe that is toxic to the connection. Because again, when you transcend this whole dynamic and you allow yourself to see that we're not this physical world, we're so much more than that, then you can be detaching. And that's what it's about, Goddess, is detaching from the label of twin flame, from who bears that label, and really focusing on you, and you knowing the love and the joy and what you desire to be experiencing in your connection with your twin. Don't make it about your twin. Make it about the experience. Because in so many ways, staying so obsessed with your counterpart like that, that is toxic. And that makes your counterpart toxic. And therefore, that separation will most certainly continue. Because separation with yourself. Thinking you need him, and that's it. You have everything you need in you. And so with that, let's just ask from the divine masculine, with where the feminines are, with being asked, with clearing this toxic energy that's coming through, definitely on the feminine side. Wow. Well, looky here. That's what I said. In essence, accepting that this journey is about you. This is where you are, goddesses. It is an acceptance of your power. It is an acceptance of realizing that it is up to you to create the life that you want. It is up to you to shift what needs shifting in you, to detach, to let go, to accept that letting go is necessary for moving forward. That letting go is necessary for manifesting dreams. Remember, you have to let go of what no longer serves, that which is toxic, that which is not only toxic to you, but toxic to these dreams. toxic to your heart's desires. Trust the wisdom within you. Trust your inner knowing. Trust that wherever you are called and it feels amazing and it feels that curiosity gets piqued and you're like, that might be fun. That play, right? Right? Have a little fun. Have a lot of fun. Allow for yourself to anchor in the wisdom of you, goddess. To anchor into the wisdom of that which you truly are, so that that which is toxic to you, you can finally let it go. You can honor that now is the time for you to step forward into your power and say no more. One example is I had someone who came out of the blue recently, just showed up at my house, banging on my door. She has my number. Been more than a year, and she wanted to say to me, where have you been? Why didn't you show up on my house for our Halloween? It would have been our second year. I say to her, I didn't know it was a standing invitation. And I also say to her, you had my number. You never texted. I know with absolute certainty, she and I do not resonate at the same frequency at all. Far from it. We are living in completely different dimensions, her and I. And we really always have. And it was for me to realize that that energy that she brings, that audacity kind of energy of, really? You had my number. You don't point the finger at me, right? That narcissism? Because there are those who don't even realize they're doing it. We each have to be the ones to say, no, that you're coming around here looking for an old version of me. She doesn't live here anymore. She doesn't live here anymore. I honor my space, and people who know me now, goddess, because when I told any of them this who know me now, they all said, wow, we know that unless I have said to you that I'm expecting you, come on over, I'll leave the back door open or whatever it is, that you don't. You give me a heads up, you're coming. For one, to make sure I'm still here, but number two, I'm a home-based business. I might be recording, I might be whatever it is. So those who know me, they honor that for me. They honor that. Those who resonate with me. And see, that's where we are, goddesses. Again, as you clear away this toxicity, more and more of that which does, because again, she hasn't fit for a minute. This is right again, we're clearing this toxicity right now. So all of these things are coming up now for you to be presented with the opportunity to see clearly and go, ooh, yeah, no, I really am done with that energy. Thank you for bringing that back around and ensuring that I am actually making the choice that I desire to be making. That I am trusting that by my choosing to say no more to that, no more to that lack energy, no more to the constrictive energy of being around people who don't want to build something, who don't want to expand their consciousness, who don't want to actively grow in this ascension journey. You're not for me. It's honoring the value of your priceless time, goddess. You're here for just a moment. And just a moment more, and that's it. So, accept that it's time to let go of anything and everything that is toxic to you and you manifesting your dreams. Anchor into the wisdom of trusting that you are abundant in your birthright. That's just your core, that's who you are. So accept that no matter what it looks like with your counterpart, that now it is about you honoring your worth. You allowing yourself, the universe, to shower this amazing stuff upon you because you have chosen to create that space by cutting out the things that are toxic. This is what healing is, goddess. And so with that, that is our short Super Sign Sunday this week. No numbers, no animal messengers. It really, truly is that energy of clearing out the toxicity right now. That is where we're focusing on creating those boundaries and asserting those boundaries. It doesn't do a damn thing if you create boundaries, but you don't assert them. See, this is why in the work that I do, there's so much content out there, yeah, but there's the implementation of it. It's one thing to know something. It's a whole nother thing to actually implement it and experience all the different ways it can go. That's why we end up with coaches. So we can say, oh my gosh, this is interesting. I didn't see this coming, but wait a minute, right? So that's what this is for. And with that, I am here for you, goddess. I haven't mentioned in a moment as my schedule has been so crazy lately, but I am allowing for a couple one-on-one sessions over the next couple weeks. If you would like to dive in to where you are and get unstuck, reclaim your power, accept that letting go is part of this. Understand how to let go of what you need to let go. All of those things, I am here for you. And you can book your own one-on-one session at iamempowered.as.me. I do my coaching sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays now. So with that, dear goddess, you can also check out empowermentexperiences.com for all the ways I can serve and support you. Remember, goddess, you are not alone in this journey, okay? And your soul tribe, it's coming in more and more and more. There is no limit to that which is your tribe. As for me, I am here certainly as part of your tribe to remind you that the power is in your hands, the power to let go of this toxicity and allow yourself to receive the abundance. That power is in your hands because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.